Welcome, folks. The breakout sessions have started once again, and PKN's live stream of interviews continues here at the AIP Australasian Packaging Conference 2025 and beyond. This interview brought to us thanks to Ball and Doggett, of course. Lindy, you're not in the breakout. You've managed to find someone to chat with.
I have. I've snuck out to get a glass of water, and I bumped into John Bigley. He's the MD of Zipform Packaging. John, you've got lots of news that's going on at Zipform. Give us an update on the facility development that's underway.
Sure. So really exciting development for us. As I reported last year, we're putting $8 million of capital into a new plant in Melbourne. So we're going to be a tenant of a fairly large facility in Dandenong South in Melbourne. We're putting capital equipment into there to give us capacity and contingency for the market, because we're seeing some real growth opportunities within fibre-based packaging. So the plant itself, the warehouse is, the skin has been built, the clean room is under construction, and we're going to go into bed with our 3PL partner. So packs will come out of the clean room on a conveyor. Our warehouse provider will pick them up, put them in the racks, or put them onto trucks straight out to customers. So the facility is due to be completed on the 6th of June, D-Day, appropriately enough. And we'll obviously be installing our equipment into the clean room then. With a view that we'll be running up through production to late July, hopefully running full production through August, and then maybe opening the doors to dignitaries at the end of August, just prior to the AIP's 60th birthday party.
Well, I'm really looking forward to that. But for those who may be listening and watching and who don't know what it is that Zipform does, composite packaging, sure. Composite fibre, packaging. Can you explain that? Sure.
So I've got here in my hands the a non-round version of our composite, linear form composite packaging. So our packaging is 92% fibre, 6% PE on the inner lining to provide heat sealability, with a little bit of alu foil in the walls. And of course, if for those in the know in terms of the APCO pulpability protocols, will say, well, you've got aluminium in your structure, therefore it can't be recycled. But in fact, we did get a recyclability study done and pulpability study done by Opal, which determined that we got over 89% fibre recovery from our structure. So our packs are deemed to be curbside recyclable and fully pulpable, which is great news for us. So yes, this is just a one version. This is a non-round version. We have two other shapes currently. But within Melbourne, we're probably planning in the future to have some different formats as well in terms of some different sizing.
And the applications in terms of food products that can go into this, is it restricted to dry products?
No, the pack is hermetically sealed. So whilst we don't have any wet products today, we've certainly trialed soups, because we have an ovenable specification as well that can go into a microwave oven or conventional oven. So certainly liquids can be held by the packaging because it's hermetically sealed. So multiple uses really. We do have a pack that in a small boutique creamery up in Queensland holding butter. So certainly the packaging has many different uses and applications. But for sure, the current packaging on shelf in Woolies and Coles is predominantly in the dry space, but no reason why it can't be used for wet products.
Now, this particular product is up for an award this evening. It's a finalist in...
Yeah, the labelling and decoration category.
Okay.
Yeah. So this was a pack, Nutura Organics is the name of the brand owner. They did a metal can some time ago for infant formula powder, and this is the extension of their family in terms of a composite pack with a smoothie milk powder. Very attractive graphics.
It is very attractive indeed. Hold it up a bit closer to the camera.
a children's books illustrator called Cheryl Orsini did the artwork on the metal can, and subsequently on this composite pack.
Actually, yes.
Yeah, I think you did an article in PKN. Yeah,
yes, we did.
With Jeremy Kraglick, who's the now CEO of Nutura. So so we put that forward for a PETA award. We're one of the 3 finalists against 2 very strong competitors tonight. So we'll find out tonight. You know, in these things, you never sort of raise your hopes too high. But clearly, if we do are lucky enough to get some form of award, we'll be putting it forward for a World Star.
Okay,
in the next,
well, that would be wonderful. So fibre-based, we've had lots of discussion around plastic versus fibre. We know that material generally, we as packaging technologists and packaging people, we understand that this plastic is a good thing in the right fit for purpose, and when we can recover the material. But are you seeing a demand growth for fibre-based that spurred you on to invest in a facility?
Yeah, sure. Certainly, yes. Certainly in some of the spaces that we're working within, say in the nutraceutical space, so you walk into Chemist Warehouse, see a wall of plastic. Many of those brand owners are potentially looking at fibre solutions for that. I think the key thing for me that came out of this morning's discussion was that, yes, plastic is certainly has a lot of uses. We have plastic within our lining for heat sealability. That's not to say we're not looking to remove that plastic ultimately. We're looking at aqueous coatings to give the same performance for heat sealability. But certainly what the plastic does for us, it holds onto the alloy foil. So during the pulping process, the plastic and the alloy foil get separated together. And that doesn't, so the alloy foil doesn't stick to the paper, it sticks to the PE. So that's where the pulpability test was very positive for us. But certainly, we're seeing a big demand going forward for fibre-based packaging. Clearly, the composite can with the metal end is deemed to be not recyclable through prep. So we're seeing quite a bit of conversion potential there, which again is driving the investment. Because at the end of the day, the big brand owners, having one line in Perth is quite a nervous situation to be in, if you have a breakdown or whatever. So clearly for us, we wanted to have some contingency and capacity in the market to service that growth.
So currently you form the packaging and ship it to the client for filling, is that right?
That's correct, yes.
Okay.
So the pack comes in open format like that, like any other sort of pack. The brand owner or their co-packer would then fill the product and then heat seal the pack, providing that barrier, and then they would apply an overcap of whatever design they would wanted. So similar process to what happens today with rigid packaging, but just maybe some slightly different machinery, which is always a challenge to look at investing in new machinery for sealing. And of course we have been through many shelf life trials as well, because if customers are moving away from existing packaging, clearly one of the key demands is they have to do shelf life trials to prove that the new packaging at least performs as well, if not better, than the old packaging as well. So there's a number of factors in that process, and that's why it does take time to lead customers through that whole process.
Well, fibre-based is top of the list of any trend watch at the moment when it comes to packaging. So it's going to be an interesting year ahead for your business and for other people involved with that material too. Thank you for joining us, John.
No problem. Thank you very much, Lindy.
Well, thank you, John. Thank you, Lindy. And of course, thanks to the folks who've tuned in to this PKN interview that was conducted at the AIP Conference 2025 and beyond. We'll be back at some time in the not too distant future later today with another discussion that too will be brought to you by Ball and Doggett. But for now, we're going to take a small break.
Thank you. Thank you very much.